Systems thinking is such a foundational skill, and I think you really see it over the course of the program, just how much that skill develops amongst the student body. It really changes the way that they approach not just their project, but really, their schoolwork and really everything that they do kind of moving forward. It changes their whole viewpoint.
Map the System is a very unique student competition, which is run by the University of Oxford, who partnered with Map the System Canada in 2017. Map the System Canada is also sponsored by ATCO and the Space Lab team. This competition asks students to think differently about complex challenges in the social, environmental, economics, equity, and health spheres, or spheres beyond those categories. Map the System cannot happen without complexity thinking, often defined by the multidisciplinary approach that it is centered around. In this approach, relationality is a key aspect in understanding the world holistically. Emphasis is placed on simplifying causal relations and reductionism alongside linear reasoning, control over issues, and predictability. The competition urges participants to research and consider why these problems persist, even though millions of dollars are poured into social science research, countless NGOs, charities, and public policy. An integral reason is that we still think asystemically. We view the world and these challenges through our own lenses, biases, silos, and academic disciplines. Map the System challenges students to go well beyond their discipline, questioning not only practices, policies, and structures, but deeply held assumptions and beliefs, often based in cultural and collective mental models. This competition acts as a bridge between students as learners and students as change makers. These students examine systemic problems in real time. They have the opportunity to interact with community organizations that are working to alleviate them firsthand. ATCO's support has played a crucial role in enabling these community connections. Through their support, students can engage in real-world issues and partner with organizations tackling these systemic challenges head-on. Since its beginning, Map the System has successfully connected students to the community. Students have gone on to be innovators through work in policymaking, nonprofits, consulting, and major corporations. Map the System can be a tool for educators to help students grow by exploring systems thinking and sitting in complexity.
To be able to actually understand and have a tool to create, a map that would show you how all of this is connected, right, is very important to understand it. You need to try to at least understand it more fully, and Map the System is a tool, that allows them to map that more fully.
Such a foundational skill set, being able to really view things at a systems level, see the interconnectedness, the contributing factors, really digging beneath the surface.
Reflect on complexity and really want to understand what are the issue, really. Understand that it's not just that I will have the great idea and I have to implement it. It's a process that we have to live together, and how we can understand together a complex issue. I think is really something that inspires me.
We've seen great participation and take-up from people beyond the university who recognize the value of systems thinking and the contribution that a robust systems map could make to their own strategic thinking and the work they're doing and their own effort to cultivate relationships and connections, or prioritize what gap or lever for change they can best pull. And I feel that too is a strong affirmation of Map the System and the value that it brings, not only for the learning journey of students, not only for enhancing interdisciplinary engagement and connection across a university, but also in bridging the university community divide in a really meaningful way.
So regardless of whether you worked in, business or policy or politics or any one of those areas, to be able to actually understand and have a tool to create, a map that would show you how all of this is connected.
System maps come in many varieties, from timeline maps to the 5 Rs. These maps can even be worked on with system matter experts, community partners, or interviewees. With mapping and systems thinking being iterative and flexible, Map the System, with its clearly defined deliverables, can be easily incorporated into a syllabus or co-curricular experience for students.
The structure that Map the System provided became almost like in sort of engineering language, our engineering requirements on how to develop the course. So the course, some context about the course I developed. The deliverables themselves were designed to align with the deliverables for Math the Systems. I really appreciated having the ability to design it this way, where the students then had a very low barrier to participate in the competition.
I think when you want to understand something that is complex, the complexity of something, and you begin to make an interview with somebody, and you know some part of the problem, and you meet another person and he tell you another part of the problem and say, okay, I want to know more.
Reaching outside of the box, not being tunnel vision in a particular what you think a problem is, because you need to think outside the box, which is what all this systems thinking is about.
Participating in a competition that centers learning, the broadening of understanding, and creating community through research, students' mental models shift as they learn more about a problem, causing them to grow as changemakers. With the help of sponsors like ADCO, Map the System creates invaluable opportunities for students to form partnerships with community organizations and industry leaders, helping them turn insights into action.
They're very comfortable now talking about, systemic challenges and understanding, relationships, correlation and causality, understanding that they need to go off and perform research to be able to make claims.
As students move on in their education, they're much more able to do and handle much more complex projects.
We've had students go on to do graduate studies, so it's become the basis for a grad school proposal. We've had students who've gone on to work for policy change and consult with local governments in one case. So we've seen a much more diverse array of pathways for students, which is also, again, why our enthusiasm has only grown for Map the System, that it's not formulaic. So it's been a springboard for students to go in lots of different directions from a lot of different diverse disciplinary perspectives.
And I think it's a fantastic opportunity for students, not only to encourage their research, but also to be able to participate in an event like this.
But we've also seen students build on their learning journey through Map the System to partner with one of the existing organizations that's very active in the solution landscape that they've discovered. So they've gone on to an internship or in some cases to a professional role, because Map the System has really given them a good solid grounding to understand how they can work in that space, and relationships and meaningful connections that they've drawn on in their career pathways.
As an educator, that's an amazing experience to see your students walk out and say, this is something that I think is valuable for the rest of my life.
When you join Map the System, you'll be joining a nationwide network of educators who are devoted to understanding the world through collaboration. Not only do the students learn, but educators also have the opportunity to learn from each other and publish their findings afterwards.
Bringing educators together, there's a lot of value in kind of re-energizing us or inspiring us or sharing kind of best practices amongst us. So this kind of national network can be really helpful, but also maybe most importantly, I think, for students to meet with other students from coast to coast. When else will students have an opportunity to do that, right?
If you have the opportunity to be involved in Map System or other opportunities to learn about systems thinking, it's something that you definitely should take advantage of.